Pardon the mess. I am in the middle of relocation. Hey friends, it's Tess. This is Wander Wealthy, and today we are going to be talking about where to invest for beginners. So if you've been wanting to jump on the investing train, but you're not so sure where to get started, then this is the perfect video for you. If you're new to my channel, then hi, hello, welcome to Wander Wealthy. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and the little bell so you can be notified when I upload new videos, which I do on a weekly basis. As I promised not too long ago in a recent video, I want to start creating more videos around investing and really providing the education to help you get invested sooner than later, because that's the best way to do it. I find that investing can feel very intimidating for many, and that's why they avoid it. But if I can help break down some of the terms or some of the things that you just aren't sure of, then I know that I can help you get invested as soon as possible. So if you have any questions for me, make sure to leave them down in the comment section, because I want to help you help yourself and get invested to start building your wealth and hopefully retire rich and maybe early. All right, so today we're going to be talking about where you can invest your money. And this question kind of can get complicated because a lot of people, and maybe you, clicked on this video thinking I'm going to tell you what stocks to invest your money in or what companies to invest your money in. But nay, I do not even recommend investing in individual stocks unless it is money that you are happy to lose, not the money you're using to build your wealth. So I've broken down the answer to this question in 4 major categories of where exactly you can start investing. But I must say, before I give you those suggestions, there are a couple other places where you can invest your money that don't really seem like an investment. The first one is if you're struggling with debt, especially credit card debt that carries with it a pretty high interest rate, then your best interest is to try to pay off that debt. So any extra money that you do have, it'd probably be better used going towards your debt than investing in it. Now, that's not to say that you can't pay off your debt and invest at the same time, and I've created a video entirely dedicated to that, so you can check that out up there as well. The second thing before you go into investing into the stock market and bond market is to invest in your future self that is on the side of the road because your car broke down and you have some medical bills to pay. And that is investing in an emergency savings fund, or what I like to call an ocean account. The average American can't even manage to cover a $500 emergency, and that is not great. I recommend building up an emergency savings account to about 3 to 6 months of your average monthly expenses. Why is this a better investment than actually investing? Because don't savings accounts carry a pretty low interest rate? Well, because let's think about the opposite that could happen. If you get into an emergency and have to go to credit cards or some other form of debt, then your interest that will be working against you because of debt will be much higher than the interest you will probably make that year or in your lifetime even with your investments. So do yourself a solid and fund an emergency savings account until you feel pretty good with that, and then we can go into the market. All right, it always seems like I have those kind of disclaimers to make, but we're talking money here, and money can be super serious, and I want to make sure that you have your bases covered, which would be the debt and the emergency savings account. But once those bases are covered, we can move on to getting invested in the markets. So like I said, I have 4 different categories of where you can put your money when it comes to actually investing your money in the stock and bond market. Category number 1 is working with a financial professional, like a financial planner / advisor or an investment portfolio manager. These professionals do a little bit different things, but working with any of them will help you build an investment portfolio. Now, one thing to know about financial professionals is they generally require you to have a minimum amount of money or minimum asset value in order to invest with them. And I believe that this is probably one of the reasons why people feel feel like they don't have enough money to invest, they aren't advanced enough to invest, or they just can't get started investing right now because they feel like they need to have some sort of asset value of 6 figures or more. Now, not all financial professionals require you to have a minimum asset value, but it tends to be the status quo, and I think that's why a lot of people do feel like they just don't have enough to invest. So there's 2 things to keep in mind when you are searching for a financial professional. And this isn't a comprehensive list. I'll create a video on that in the future. But when you're looking at where to invest your money, investing through a financial professional is an option. So I do want to mention these 2 things. One is that there are fees involved. And there's going to be fees involved with any way you get invested, but this tends to be a big hiccup for a lot of people. Just make sure you're fully aware of the fees you're being charged. You have a complete understanding of how it all works as you go in to work with a financial professional. The second thing is just making sure you understand how they're going to be investing your money and what sort of attention they're going to give you in case there's an emergency in the markets. You also want to know that their investing strategy is one that you are comfortable with. So make sure you do a little bit of an interview with them to really understand their investing strategy or what they would see best fit for you before you sign on the dotted line. All right, on to the second category, which is investing through a robo-advisor. This is one of my favorite ways to invest because I don't have to go through another person in order to get my money invested, but the investing process is already pretty much done for me. I personally love and invest with Betterment, but there are also other robo-advisors like Wealthfront and ones that are female focused like Ellevest. Robo-advisors generally take a passive investing strategy and they'll invest your money into index funds or ETFs. These allow you to be invested in the market as a whole and keep your diversification high while keeping your risk low. They also ask you many questions to understand your risk tolerance and your goals and the timeline you have until you reach your goals, which then allows them to build a portfolio based on you and certain data points about you. The fees are pretty low and they can be even lower if you do automated monthly investing, and I find that that's the best way to be an investor anyway, is to make sure you just connect your investment account to your bank account and run automation, because then you really take advantage of all the ebbing and flowing that the market does. The con of using a robo-advisor is you have less control over what your money is invested in, because they're going to take your money and invest it in the market as a whole, which is my favorite way to invest. But if you are sensitive to certain investments that are out there, then you might not like necessarily what they invest your money in. A lot of these robo-advisors do provide additional expertise, such as professionals that you can get on the phone with and ask questions to, and it might come as an additional fee, but it is nice to know that you have that option. However, another con is you're not going to get that personalized person like your very own financial planner or advisor that knows your entire picture and can help and guide you along the way in that regard. What I love also about robo-advisors is the minimum required amount of money that you need to be able to invest with them is very, very low, between $0 and I think like $1,500. The third category of where you can invest your money is through using a brokerage account. You could look at a robo-advisor as a brokerage account or using brokerage accounts to invest your money, but through a brokerage account, it is completely on your own terms of what you're going to invest in, how much your money is going to be allocated to the different investments, and you're under complete control of all the decisions that need to be made. But using a brokerage account can be the cheaper way to go. Some awesome brokerage accounts that I use are Schwab and Ally Invest, but there's also Vanguard, E-Trade, Fidelity, Ameritrade, Merrill Lynch. The list just goes on and on. Now, brokerage accounts are where you can invest in individual stocks and bonds, which I don't necessarily recommend unless it is fun money you would be happy to lose. But you can also build yourself a portfolio of index funds where you can start spreading your wealth across different markets and all the different stocks and bonds within these markets and build a special diversified portfolio for yourself. If you do take the index fund investing route, then fees again are going to be very low, and you don't have to pay any sort of monthly fee to the manager that is overseeing your fund, but you take on all the responsibility responsibility to make sure that your fund is properly allocated and diversified, that it is meeting your risk and goal timeline requirements, and that if shit hits the fan, you're not going to go crazy and take all your money out of the market. Again, there are professionals that might even give you a call with your first investment or right when you open that account that will be there for you if you do need to call them. So much like a robo-advisor, you could have a investment professional talk with you if you have any questions that come up. And you might even be able to get a dedicated professional that understands your case. But unlike a financial planner, they may not know the entire picture and may not be able to give you great advice or information based on you personally that will then help you in specific situations. The fourth category of where you can invest your money is the all-famous category, especially among my millennial audience, investing apps. Now, this question gets me every time because people are always asking me, what are the best investing apps to use to start investing? And I laugh because brokerage accounts and robo-advisors also have apps. So I don't quite understand what we're specifically wanting as far as investment apps, because if you ask me, I would just say, oh, the Betterment investment app or the Schwab investment app. But I do understand that there are apps that are only apps and they are specifically investing apps. So I do use these, and I plan on doing more comprehensive reviews and comparisons of these apps, but they're not my favorite category, to be honest, because I just feel that investing apps are limiting in some way, shape, or form. However, I do want to cover it because it's a category, and if you're really limited on investment funds, then they could just be a fun way to get started. And the only one I would recommend specifically to get started with if you are limited on investment funds is an app called Acorns, because Acorns rounds up your spending money to the nearest dollar and then invests that change. And they invest it in a portfolio that is well diversified, and you can pick the risk category of your portfolio, and then you're going to have an at least pretty diversified and well allocated portfolio that you're investing in, not just individual stocks. Now, the downfall of Acorns is the portfolios are pretty limited and they're not really based on your specific risk profile or goals and timelines, so that can be tricky. But I do think it is a good way to get started with investing, especially if your funds are very limited or you just can't seem to save up that money to get invested, or you don't have that extra cash without spending it, which we can talk about more in other videos. But there are other apps beyond Acorns. One that I use is Stash. There's also Motif, Robinhood, and that pretty much covers the entirety of my knowledge of investing apps. But if you know more, comment them below. Now, the problem with investing apps, like I said, is they're often limited and they don't always provide a great portfolio of items to start investing in. If you are a beginner and you're just getting started, I highly, highly, highly recommend pursuing an index investing strategy. And I talk all about an awesome index investing strategy and share how you can build one for yourself in my free 10-day email investing bootcamp. So if you are a beginner and you're ready to get started with investing, but you want to make sure that you are doing it smartly, then you want to sign up for this investing bootcamp. You can go to wanderwealthy.com/invest to get inside. And like I said, it's 10 days. I'll hit you with a couple emails. There's break days so you can get caught up, and they're just quick emails that teaches you kind of a deep dive of a specific topic that will get you on your way towards building out an investing strategy that will totally work for you. So with that, it wraps up the 4 different categories of where you can invest your money as a beginner, and I'm giving you the gift to further your investing knowledge by signing up for the free 10-day investing bootcamp. wanderwealthy.com/invest will get you in there. Now, if you liked this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, share with your friends. If you've heard them talk about wanting to get started with investing but aren't sure if they should, go down, hit that share button, spread the investing love. I want you to be equipped with the knowledge knowledge to start seeing investing as an opportunity, not something that is scary or intimidating, and join the group of people who are watching this video with you and motivated to go out there and start making passive income through investing as well. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and if you're getting into the bootcamp right now, then I will see you there. Until next time, I hope you wander wealthy.